My life is my message, quoted by our father of our nation, Mr. Mahatma Gandhi. Today is a very special day. This year marks the beginning of 150th birth celebrations of our beloved Bapu, Mahatma Gandhi. Friends, a warm welcome to the commencing event of the celebration of 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi at National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, in collaboration with India Post and Bangalore Little Theatre. As the distinguished guests for this evening, we have with us Dr. Charles Lobo, Chief Master General, Karnataka Circle, Sri Rajendra Kumar, Postmaster General, South Karnataka Region, Colonel Arvind Verma, Postmaster General, Bengaluru HQ Region, Mr. Sudhakar Rao, Chairman, Advisory Committee, NGMA Bengaluru, Dr. M. Nambirajan, Director, National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru. I now request the dignitaries to kindly come up on stage and commence the program by lighting of the lamp.
Jaya Shri Ganesha Vignanasha Gajanana Vidyabhuti Sarvasiddhi Suranjana Jaya Shri Ganesha Vignanasha Gajanana Jaya Hiramba Shri Jagadamba Nandana Jaya Hiramba Shri Jagadamba Nandana Ekadanta Dayavanta Shubharana Mangaladayaka Shri Vinayaka Vandana Jaya Shri Ganesha Vignanasha Gajanana. Thank you.
I now request Dr. M. Nambirajan, Director, to give his welcome address.
Namaskar. We are here today to celebrate the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. It gives me an immense pleasure to render the welcome address. Today we are collaborating with the India Post, one of the oldest central government departments in the country. Today the India Post will be releasing the first day covers. This is part of the 2 years program of celebrating the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, 150th birth anniversary. The programs are designed for 2 years by the Government of India. All the central government ministries have been asked to design programs to celebrate these 2 years. As part of this, the Ministry of Culture, to which the National Gallery of Modern Art is attached, has also formulated a lot of programs. To begin with today, we are releasing the first day covers. Mahatma Gandhi had a lot of association with Karnataka. He visited quite a few times from 1915 onwards. He visited in 1915, then in 1916, 1920, 1927, 1932, and again in 1936. He visited many parts of the state. He visited Mysore, Belgaum, Shimoga, etc. And the National Gallery of Modern Art is extremely happy that we are organizing this program today. Today we have with us Dr. Charles Lobo, Chief Postmaster General, Karnataka Circle. On behalf of NGMA and on behalf of all of you, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. We also have with us Colonel Arvind Verma, Postmaster General, Bangalore HQ Region. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Another dignitary we have on stage is Mr. Rajendra, PNG, South Karnataka region. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. We have with us Mr. Sudhakar Rao, Advisory Committee Chairman of the National Gallery of Modern Arts, former Chief Secretary of Karnataka, a friend and a guide to the NGMA. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Before I invite all the guests present here, I would like to introduce Mrs. Nazleen Banu. Please. She is from the Indian Defence Engineering Services and she is on deputation now to NGMA as the director. She will be taking over from me very soon. We extend a warm welcome to you, to the invite, and we welcome you to National Gallery of Modern Arts and wish you all the best, ma'am. I extend a warm welcome to all the guests present here on behalf of myself and the National Gallery of Modern Arts. Thank you.
I request Director National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru to honor the guest with a small souvenir. Now we will have the special cover released by Chief Postmaster General, Karnataka Circle. I request the Chief Postmaster General to release the cover. I now request Dr. Charles Lobo to take upon and say a few words on this occasion.
Shri Sudhakar Rao, Chairman, Advisory Committee, Dr. Nambirajan, Director, NGMA, my colleagues, Rajendra Kumar, Postmaster General, South Karnataka Region, and Colonel Arvind Verma, Postmaster General, Bangalore Headquarters Region, and the new Director, and all my friends. ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿಯ ಅವರ ಜನ್ಮದಿನದ 150ನೆಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಜಯಂತಿಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. Just now we have released a special philatelic cover. It is a special philatelic cover and not a stamp release. I am repeating this because otherwise newspapers will report saying that we have released a stamp. The special cover is a cover where a stamp is not released, but a commemorative cover is released. The stamp used on the cover can be any stamp, but why this cover becomes special is because of the cancellation which is used on this cover. So what is the cancellation used here? The cancellation used is the head of Mahatma Gandhi. And there it is written 150. If you see the letters which you come to your house and the cancellation which is used there to cancel that stamp at the time of booking or at the time of delivery, you find a round stamp with the name of the post office in English and Hindi and the date of the cancellation. But the cancellation which is used on this cover is a pictorial cancellation. That is the head of Mahatma Gandhi. And this is used only on 1000 covers, and after that, that seal is destroyed. That is why this seal cannot be used again and again, and that is why this cover becomes special, rare, and a collector's item. That is why we call this as a special cover and cancellation. It is a cancellation which makes this cover special. Now, as far as the FDC is concerned, first day cover, that cover is issued when a stamp is released. And today morning in Delhi, the Prime Minister of India has released the FDC. He has released the stamp, not one stamp, but 7 stamps. And for the first time in the history of department, the round stamps have been introduced. Round stamp. They are available for sale outside this hall. These are in 7 denominations: 5 rupee, 12 rupee, 20 rupee, 41 rupee, 22 rupees, 25 rupees. So 7 denominations, and those who want to buy, they can buy outside. Stamps are available and the FDCs are available. That is a cover on which stamps are affixed and they are cancelled. So this is in brief about the special cover and the FDC. I am very happy to be here with you to release this special cover. I thank the Director NGMA and the Chairman for giving us the opportunity to release this special cover in this hall. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now request Colonel Arvind Verma, Postmaster General, Bangalore HQ region, to say a few words.
Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, friends from philately fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Today, when we are releasing this special cover, I was going to down the memories of my childhood days when I was studying either in first standard or second standard, when somebody taught me that Indian freedom struggle was fought against British under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, and that too using the instrument of peaceful instruments. So it confused me that time, because I generally understand anything can be fight. You can fight with anybody using some weapon. How can you fight with anybody using some peaceful instruments? Then again, when somebody was teaching me about one Hindi song, "De di hame आजादी, बिना खटक बिना ढाल, साबरमती के संग तूने कर दिया कमाल." So again, it doubled my confusion, because that time I was not able to ask anybody why Sant was fighting against the Britishers. Generally, sons were supposed to live peacefully and pray to the God. And again, when somebody told me the story of Vishwamitra, that he was a king and then became saint. So I thought that Mr. Gandhi would have been some king earlier, that is how he fought, and then after that he became a saint. So there was a lot of confusion when I was in my childhood, and I could never understand how it has happened. But slowly when I grew, I could understand. When I studied the history, I could understand what does exactly mean. It mean for me. And then in my when I grew and in my youthful days, when I was going through the history, then I could understand what were these peaceful instruments which were used by Mahatma Gandhi to fight against the Britishers. And we all know those instruments of non-cooperation and non-violence. We all know about that. But when we talk about the non-cooperation and non-violence instrument of Mahatma Gandhi, so we must understand that he also involved the masses to use these instruments. Without the involvement of masses, the utilization of these instruments would have not worked at all. So when Mahatma Gandhi came to India, first thing he did to involve the masses with the freedom fighting, with the freedom struggle. And during this course of his involvement of the masses with this freedom struggle, he could understand the entire India, the people, and that is how he could take people along with him. Now, what I understand with that is that whenever Mahatma Gandhi was trying to involve the people, he could understand the psyche of the people of the country. In my childhood, I could never understand what is the social, religious, and cultural fabric of the country. That is why non-cooperation movement and non-violence was very much required. But in a country like India, where we have got such a social, religious fabric, where most of the people are living in the rural area and they have no concern about who is the ruler, so they will not involve themselves with the freedom struggle at all. So this is the importance of the Gandhi, that he could involve the masses with the freedom struggle. And from this, again percolates down to his theory of the trusteeship. This is what I understand. Theory of the trusteeship, there are so many interpretations of this theory of the trusteeship, but what I understand that he wanted that each and every citizen of India must understand that he is the trustee of this country. He is the trustee of all the values, the heritage which this country is carrying with it. And had it been like, he could have pushed the entire population of India towards all the citizens towards this aim only, so that all of us can understand that we all are the trustee of this country, of the resources of this country. Unfortunately, after independence, this social constructive work of Mahatma Gandhi could not be pursued and pushed by any of the political party. And that is why today we see why our Prime Minister is supposed to talk from the Red Fort about the Swachh Bharat. Is it not supposed to come from the citizens themselves? It means we as a citizen don't have the trusteeship of the country. I have one, only yesterday when I was coming out of my house, I could see my security guard who was sitting next to the post office. He took one cup of tea and threw it on the floor. I said, why have you thrown it on the floor? Then he said, okay, I will throw it on the road. And threw it on the road. That is the thinking of common citizen in generally, that the public property doesn't belong to me. So I personally feel that this is one of the contribution of Gandhi, that he could contribute to the society, that time he could involve those people in this movement, but now we have to involve the people so that they can consider that they are the trustee of the country, all the resources of the country, so that the country can progress and we can also progress on that. Here again, as far as this special cover is concerned, CPMG has mentioned about few things. Two things I will also mention about this special cover. There are so many collectors who are collecting the philatelic items. In this special cover, if you see, there is a one karga is maintained, the charkha. This charkha is mentioned here. It has been depicted, and it can be one of the collectible items for the people who are collecting on handicrafts item. Similarly, there are so many logos are also mentioned. There are certain collectors of the postal stamp and the postal stationery who collect the logos. So whenever any person who is collecting these two kind of things, their collection will be incomplete till this special cover is not part of their collection. And whenever there will be any exhibition on the philately, if this cover is not there, that collection will be incomplete. And if this special cover is there, this will create awareness about the karga, about this charkha, and about all these organizations whose logo has been depicted on the special cover. That is the beauty of this special cover. Hope whenever there will be any flatly beauty, we will be able to see this special cover, which will create awareness among the general public about the principles and theories propagated by Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you very much.
I now request Chairman Advisory Committee NGMA Bengaluru, Mr. Sudhakar Rao, to give his remarks.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಹಾಗೂ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಜಯಂತಿಯ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. Today is actually I think the 149th birth anniversary of the Mahatma. He was born on October 2, 1869. And as already pointed out by somebody earlier, the government of India is celebrating the 150th year, rather the run-up to 150th year, with a series of programs run by different departments. And the Ministry of Culture is taking the lead in this, and NGMA Bangalore too has been sort of made an integral part of these celebrations. And the very first one is today. I'm very, very pleased that the special cover on this occasion has been released by Postmaster General Lobo. So my first comment, of course, is that this is indeed a very, very important day in the history of India, in the life of India, the birth of the Mahatma. Just a few weeks ago or a few days ago, I was at a function where Ramchandra Guha was releasing his second book on Gandhi, the second volume, 1947, after his return to India from South Africa until 1948, his assassination. And it was a very interesting discussion that we had almost for 2 hours. But sometime in the course of the discussion, he said that without doubt, Mahatma Gandhi was the most secular, the most sort of open-minded individual that he has come across his study of history in any nation, anywhere. And that's the greatness of the Mahatma. And the fact the play that is coming a little later is actually more a dialogue, because Rabindranath Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi wrote a large number of letters to each other, telegrams, letters, and so on and so forth. They were the best of friends. They admired each other greatly, but they had very strong differences in their approach to how freedom should be won. And the poet Tagore was very, very unambiguous whenever he wanted to be critical of the steps taken by the Mahatma. For example, the burning of foreign goods, the civil disobedience, and so on and so forth. There are a large number of areas where this agreed on. And the greatness of the Mahatma was that without any rancor, without holding it within himself, he was willing to debate this, he was willing to talk about it, he was willing to explain why he has taken a certain approach and why he thinks is correct. And most importantly, he was willing to correct his approach should he be convinced that he had taken a step which was not entirely right. That spirit of debate, that spirit of criticism, constructive criticism, unfortunately perhaps is becoming less and less evident in the country today. And I think this would be a good occasion for all of us to swear or to take allegiance to the fact that we will allow public discourse, open discussions on any matter without being prejudging issues or being biased in any manner. My congratulations to the Department of Posts. They brought in a very beautiful special cover. As they explained, it's neither a first day cover nor a new stamp. I used to be an avid collector of first day covers and I had a big collection of those. So my congratulations to the department for having done a great job. I have always been a great admirer of the Department of Posts, because I do not know how many of you, of course, there are many who are sort of more or less in my age group here, but there are also many who are much younger. And they would not have seen the sight of a postman going from house to house, carrying letters carrying communications at an enormous physical strain, not great remuneration, but sheerly out of his dedication to work. They would be cycling. There have been stories of how postmen would go out into the deserts in Rajasthan, to the hills of Himachal, just to deliver 1, 2, 3 letters, but those letters would get delivered. I have always been a great admirer of the postal department. I think it's been I think its appreciation has been very underplayed, and I think they really deserve a good clap, a good applause for having contributed to the work that they have done. And I was just telling Mr. Lobo, I said, how are you managing these days? Because there are no more letters, and people are only sending emails and WhatsApp, and WhatsApp has just taken over our lives. So he said, you'll be surprised. Possibly we don't have as many letters and as many telegrams, but we are doing a greater revenue earning than ever before because we have become the largest e-commerce logistic company in this country. And they have also started a bank, as you know, which makes sense because they have branches in every village practically. The second thing is the 149 to 150 year celebration, I think, has begun on a very good note for us because the NGMA has finally got a full-time director. So I heartily welcome Nazneen Banu to her new assignment. I don't have anything else to say. This cover has a very small, on the 1942 Quit India movement, what Gandhi said. And it says here, the mantra is, do or die. We shall either free India or die in the attempt. We shall not live to see the perpetuation of our slavery. That was in 1942. In the year 2018, I think we need to pledge ourselves to making this country a great country, a clean country, a country which doesn't have any which is fully secular, which doesn't take decisions on the basis of caste, community, or class, and a country where democracy flourishes and the individual has every access, every opportunity to do well in life. I think that would be Gandhiji's dream. Thank you very much for being here this evening. I believe I am the pleasant task of giving a bouquet to the new director.
Thank you, sir. I think now it's the time for vote of thanks for the first half of the program. I would like to thank all the dignitaries on the stage for their presence, support, and making this cover release a great success. Thank you all. Our thanks to India Post, Ministry of Communications, Government of India, and all their staff members for their sincere support. Our sincere acknowledgement to Sri Advaita Gadnayak, Director General, National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, Sri Sudhakar Rao, Chairman, Advisory Committee, National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, and all the members of the Advisory Committee of NGMA for their support. I would also like to thank Ministry of Culture, Government of India for their support, advice, and guidance and patronage to NGMA Bengaluru. I would also like to thank my dear colleagues and the other staff members of NGMA Bengaluru for their support and commitment. I would like to announce the performance by Savita and team. That's a musical recital, Namma Gandhijige Pritiya Namana, a tribute to our Gandhiji.
Good evening, everybody. I am Savita, and today I am with my team. She is Deepa, and he is Mr. Srinivas. He is Pranav Satish. Today they will be. We have chosen 4-5 budgets to give a tribute to our Bapuji. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you. Next is a very familiar song, Vaishnava Janata.
वैष्णव जन तो तेरी कहे पीर पराए जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेरी कहे तेने कहे भीड़ पराए जाने रे। काच मन निश्चल राहे धन धन जननी तेनी रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेनी कहे पीड़ पराए जाने रे। हाथ की असत्य न बोले पर धन नव जाने हाथ रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहे पीड़ पराए जाने रे। राम नाम सुन ताली लागे सकल तीरथ के आंगन मारे। वैष्णव जन को तेने कहे पीड़ पराए जाने रे।
This is completely devoted to our Gandhiji. We hardly hear the song on stage, Sabarmati ke Sat.
दीदी हमें आजादी बिना खड़ग बिना दान साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। दीदी हमें आजादी बिना खड़ग बिना दान साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। आती दिखाती रहे गांधी तेरी मशाल साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। दीदी हमें आजादी बिना खड़ग बिना दान साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। जब जब तेरे बिगुल बजा चिंतन चल पड़े मजदूर चल पड़े और किसान चल पड़े हिंदू व मुसलमान सिख पठान चल पड़े कदमों पे तेरे कोटि कोटि प्राण चल पड़े। फूलों के सेज छोड़ के उन्होंने जवाहरलाल साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। दीदी हमें आजाद बिना खड़ग बिना डाल साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। दीदी हमें आजाद बिना पढ़ बिना दान साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल रघुपति राघव राजा राम साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल दीदी हमें आजाद बिना पढ़ बिना दान साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल रघुपति राघव राजा राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम
The last song, Raghupati Raghava Rajaram.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम।
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Savita and team. I request Director NGM Bengaluru to thank the singers and the musicians by presenting a small souvenir and a bouquet.
I just want to thank you all for the opportunity. Thank you, Mr.